Hello student, myself Sri Shingade DN from Biology Department. Today we have to discuss about molecular basis of inheritance. First of all, I want to tell you, open your textbook and see from page number 70 to 72. Let's go towards the first point, discovery of DNA. The nucleic acids were first discovered by Swiss biochemist Friedrich Mischer in 1869 from nuclei of pus cells and named as nuclein. Altman in 1889 named it as a nucleic acid due to its acidic nature and its contain strong H3PO4, that is a phosphoric acid. Nucleic acids are called secret of life or key of life, as these are important biomolecules necessary for existence of life. Nucleic acids are of two types. Number 1, deoxyribose nucleic acid DNA, and number 2, ribose nucleic acid RNA. Then point number 2, the genetic material is a DNA. Genetic material is the substance that not only controls the inheritance of traits, that is, replicate and pass from one cell to its daughters and from one generation to next, but also it is able to controls formation and expression of traits in organisms. The components of genetic material which controls characters are called genes. Genes are located on chromosomes. The nucleus contain mainly chromatin material. At the time of cell division, this chromatin material condenses to form chromosomes, which are called as hereditary vehicles. Chemically, chromosomes are made up of proteins and nucleic acid. Thus, the genetic material present in chromosome is a DNA, and actually genes are segments of DNA. Therefore, DNA forms chemical basis of heredity. Over a period of roughly 25 years, geneticist becomes convinced that DNA and not a protein was the genetic material. Some experiments were conducted by scientists which provide direct evidence that DNA acts as a genetic material. The experiments to prove that DNA is a genetic material. Let's go towards the first experiment, Griffith experiments. Frederick Griffith, a British bacteriologist, in 1928 conducted experiment with bacteria Streptococcus pneumoniae, also known as Diplococcus or Pneumococcus pneumoniae. Streptococcus causes pneumonia in mammals including human. The bacteria has two strains. Number 1, smooth strain is a S strain. It is capsulated and virulent or pathogenic, that is, causes pneumonia. Number 2, rough strain R strain. It is non-capsulated and avirulent or non-pathogenic, that is, do not cause pneumonia. Griffith carried out a series of experiments using both strains of bacteria on mice. Number 1, he injected living R strain into mice and found that mice did not suffer from the disease. Number 2, he then injected living A strain into mice and found that mice suffered from pneumonia and died. Number 3, now he injected heat killed S strain bacteria into healthy mice and found that mice did not suffer from pneumonia. Lastly, he injected mixture of living R strain and heat kill S strain into the mice. He found that mice suffered from pneumonia and died. In the last experiment, Griffith did not inject living S strain into the mice. Then, how did living S strain appeared in the blood and caused pneumonia? Griffith concluded that there was something in heat killed S strain that has passed to R strain, due to which R strain bacteria becomes virulent and pathogenic. The phenomenon is called Griffith effect or transformation. Transformation means the change of one bacterial strain to another bacterial strain due to addition of genetic material is called bacterial transformation. Griffith discovered transformation. Then, conclusion of Griffith experiment. The R strain picked up the transforming principle from surrounding medium containing heat-killed S strain. R strain synthesizes a smooth polysaccharide coat, that is capsule, and becomes virulent, that is a S strain. Therefore, it was confirmed that transforming principle must be genetic material. But he did not discover biochemical nature of this material. Because of this question remained, what was picked up by the living R type bacteria? Was it protein or lipid or carbohydrate or RNA or DNA of S type?